welcome to the first recording from a tournament in the Settlers' New Allies. This is the second tournament organized within this amazing game, and we're happy to bring you a few glimpses at how everything played out. This time we're facing opponents who were randomly teamed, and because me and Shuumi are used to playing together, we are beginning with a little advantage. Without further ado, let's begin and introduce them. The opponent facing us with the color orange, sorry, is Bumata, a very good player from Czech Republic, paired with his ally Jelein, who I believe is German and who will be wearing the color red in this match. Anyway, I'm joined here in this commentary once again with my colleague Shuumi. Hello Shuumi.
Hello watching people, hello everyone, and I know it was the introduction and you cannot go too much over the board, but I can. Tournament! Yes! Tourney! There you go. I'm so pumped up, I want to play this. It's so fun. Yes, this game, and you were right, Jalen is German. This game was amazing, and that's why we're showing you it. We're recording every single game. Let's hope nothing breaks. Actually, one of the recordings already broke on Daranix's side. We're recording everything. You'll see so much Settlers in the near future, and it will be great Settlers too.
Yeah, it will be amazing. We've played 2 matches so far, and both of them were extremely interesting. And the stream yesterday, we had our previous champions from the first tournament, were facing players with only a level 6 and 5, I believe, very new players. And those, they've almost managed to defeat them. They've actually killed, absolutely deleted one of the tournament winners, the previous tournament winners, in the first 30 minutes. It was amazing to watch. Unfortunately, that one is not recorded, so I can only tell you about it.
Yeah, so the recap will have to suffice. They basically rushed as quickly as possible army and went onto the gamer Mike, who was the last tournament's winner. And they won against Mike.
Exactly, against him, yes. Then again, his ally, Stormy, he played amazingly and he managed to do a 2v1 and he actually won in the end. Anyway, let's face this recording for a moment. What's happening here currently? We're on the map Volley of Prayer. And there are some rules that need to be followed. So let's quickly tell you something about that before we proceed further with any more commentary, so that you can understand a little additional something, so to say, about how we're going to be playing this. So Shuumi, I don't think we'll be able to list all the rules out of our head, but let's try to cover as much as possible. So, what do you think are the most important rules?
I think the single most important rule is you cannot skip the rebels. They need to be killed as long as you see them. If you don't, you break the rules, you lost the game.
Exactly. So in a few on a few maps, actually almost on every single map currently, you can skip the bandits, on this map included, and somewhat cheese the game, get resources or landmarks that shouldn't be available without defeating those bandits, and that's the thing we're trying to avoid. So skipping bandits or rebels, whatever they're called, that's very much forbidden. So that's really the main rule. Then there are some minor rules. Some of you might have remembered that we've shown you a little bug or a little cheese about meat production. And if you claim the hex with the meat production, you can build unlimited amount of hunting cabins, and then you can produce tons of meat, and that will very much boost you, but we wanted to address that with the rules. So if you don't claim the hex with the hunting grounds, you only can build 3 hunting cabins, which is the included or intended amount of hunting cabins that should be available at the hunting ground by the developers, and that will be fixed in the next patch.
I want to talk about what we planned here shortly, because I actually included this part especially for that. Because I'm building army now, and I don't want to go out my way. We decided to go out Daranix's way, who is building a tower way quicker than I am. Especially for that reason. That's why my 3 initial archers are not even going to scout at my side. I'm fine.
I can build almost anything.
They are going to Daranix's side. We will break as early as possible through. And we will then try to grab the middle.
Yeah, I see that we've skipped quite a few early minutes of this match. Well, to be honest, it's usually pretty much the same. So it's good. It's good that we've done that because we're currently in the 20th minute of this match, and wow, this is close to the
already
bandits.
en route.
That's always how close I get. I never get one closer.
Needs to be delivered
Cool,
right
cool.
now.
So we're gonna be going out through the left area, my western area opening, so to say, and we're gonna be scouting our enemies very early on. I'm not sure what we're gonna see anymore, to be honest. I think they're gonna be ready for us.
Right, the game was played 2 days ago, so Daranex's memory is out.
Yeah, well, I have quite a few very busy days currently.
Yeah.
But very interesting thing to see is that it is the 20th minute only, and you already have 200 gems. Wow, that's some very early production there.
Yes, on this map I like to go for as early gems as possible. I actually am researching Howl so early in the game that nobody else ever matched that. That was a nice fight where I had some army, but then Howl came in and won that.
Yeah.
Can't show it, not recorded.
Well, to be honest, you surprised me right there too, with how early you've got your howl. But you can see now that it's the 21st minute and we're already coming out. It's not the earliest we could have done that, but we wanted to be sure that everything's gonna go smoothly. And here you can see some updated action, so to say, because some of you might have known or noticed that there has been a huge update within the Settlers New Allies that has brought us an event for collecting potions. Potions are a new commodity, a new resource you can produce, and together with this update, a lot of balancing came out, especially to the directed to these defensive buildings. And with them, you could see now that the Bastion, which hasn't been used much previously, is now very strong. It can one-hit almost everything unless it's or the units are very well researched.
Yes, it kills everything unless you research. That's correct.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I wanted to say that the plan right now, just to come back to the game, the plan right now is to take the middle and scout our opponents. Nothing big will happen, but I wanted to show our path. We are kind of taking two different paths, even though Daranex pulled back, because he didn't want to show his units to the opponents yet, even though those are free initial archers that you get.
Well, yeah, that is true. It wouldn't really show too much, but I wanted to keep at least a little more information to ourselves. Another thing I wanted to address very quickly is that the middle landmark has been changed as well on this map, and you don't get the middle units from the landmark immediately. Some of you who don't know what I'm referring to, you get 5. Is it 5? 5 or 10? I'm not sure.
Yes, that is 5.
5 siege units from the middle landmark if you station your military units near that. It was instant before, and now you have to have your unit stationed near this landmark for 5 minutes before you get these 5 units first. So that's a little change, and here you go with it.
Yeah. Here's my little mistake. I should have had the 6 wheat ready as the academy was built up. I forgot about that, so it's a little bit later. But at least the later research will go out smoothly with you nicely.
I gotta say, very honestly, I was surprised by my. Well, I was surprised by how I played this one, because you usually tend to boom very fast with Yorn on this map, and I was able to keep up within the economy with you, and that felt amazing. Even though you have more units than me, I have more research than you, and I'm playing well, more long-term focused gameplay in order to make sure that if the enemies, well, if they manage to defeat our initial wave of attack, we have to be ready for them.
On patrol.
But they are not defeating that, are they?
Reporting in.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, my plan is to research, my plan is to trade, and yeah, there are some units coming out in the background, but that's not the main goal of mine. Shuumi actually excels in that way more than I do, so we've chosen for this one in particular to go with his aggression first.
Yeah, you see, I actually learned to build a lot of residences. I have 73 carriers, so the army can just keep coming.
Yeah, that is amazing. I've been comparing my carrier amounts with Shuumi throughout this whole match, and every time he told me how many he has, I felt like I'm garbage.
And I was just very high.
Yeah, see, now I have some slight carrier trouble. That's because I'm building a lot of economy currently, but I also have is it like 40 less resident spaces than you do?
Yes. Now we see Bumata's army. That is the first encounter that we made with that army, and he's also building some defenses.
Exactly, but I don't think we're choosing to go through there.
No, we decided, well, if they have defenses, let's just don't.
Yeah, and let's check the other side. Because it should be told, I was surprised a lot by how much units they've produced.
Yeah.
Because to put things into perspective, Jayline, or Jayline, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, sorry Jayline if you're hearing this. She is more of a casual player, even though kudos for playing in the tournament, which is quite challenging. Not to say that she's a bad player, that's not what I'm trying to say at all, but she sometimes takes a little more time than us who are a little more fast-paced, because we play a lot of PvP matches. So it surprised me a lot that she had so many units in this early stage of the game.
Oh damn, you're going for gold so early. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I wanted to, because I wanted that's part of the decision that's gonna be ensuring me the long-term advantage, because I'm gonna be trading a lot, and I wanna have additional gold to use for that.
Okay. Oh, here I was crying. Doranix, kill that one, Doranix, please.
Yeah. You started crying right at the second where I was actually coming for it.
Understood.
So there's a decoy being built, and I'm not sure whether they've actually managed to finish it. It seems like they will. It's very close to be finished.
An ally is under attack.
You don't remember? I do. I
Oh yeah, they didn't. We can see it.
Enemy in sight.
On the other hand, based on it almost spooked me, because if you look at the animation from the other decoy, it almost seems like they had the ranged upgrade for the decoys.
Help them!
That's true, yeah.
It looks so wide.
Ready for duty. It always does for me, actually. I don't use the
really?
much. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I think this is the end of the video. You know, we are going to break through, kill them, no problem.
Yeah,
I already have Howl. They can do nothing against the Howl.
Do you know that the watching people actually see how long the video is?
Enemy
oh, that's black space. Don't worry. I just
oh
filled it with
yeah,
black.
you've managed to misplace the in editing, right?
Yeah. It's just pure black.
We didn't fail this assault.
I actually played back. No, that's not back. Moonlight Sonata. Who wrote the Moonlight Sonata?
I have no clue.
Of course.
Right. Bumata's and Jayline's army are a bit bigger than ours. So
they are bigger. Yeah, they are bigger.
Yeah.
They are not researched, but they had way more units than
right.
we
About
did.
the research, I was checking out for the research over and over again, and they were not researched for a long time.
Yeah. Well, are you researched as well at this point? Are you?
What?
Were you researched during this fight?
Oh, fully researched, you mean? I had... I did not have the last level of damage.
Oh, okay.
I don't... very late.
I don't think I've got it either. I will have it sooner than you, but I don't have it at this stage, I think.
Yes.
Wow.
I had...
Did you see that? My economy was higher than yours. That doesn't happen usually.
Alrighty. Well, congrats. You've won. You've won the Settlers.
Well... maybe the previous ones, but not necessarily these, because this game isn't that economy focused like the previous ones. Yeah, but it is surprising that they didn't follow through on the research. Well, until it was quite late during the match, because the thing you usually want to do on this map is you want to build your farm almost immediately when you begin, because you need the wheat for the initial health boost production for your units, and well, then you also need a lot of bread from the beginning, because you need to boost your coal production. And I think they had it. I think they had the bread production, because this is way too many units for a player who wouldn't have that.
I want to point something out that we did there actually. We lost the fight. Actually, we lost almost the whole army that we had. And what we did, we just left them be and came back to our economy. And that is actually what you should do. You should never be like, oh, no army, no game, let's give up. No, because Bumata and J-Line also lost a lot of army. Them coming to us would have taken so much time that we would have just have more army than they had again.
I don't think that would necessarily be true, because at that time I think our military production was on par with them. So maybe if they would even choose to go and get to you through your area, which was protected by bandits, but there wasn't a tower yet.
There was a tower already.
Was there? Okay, then they wouldn't have a chance, because those towers right now, they are very, very strong.
Oh, Bastion, not tower, this Bastion.
Oh, well, that is also the tower.
True. And there's a decoy. I did build a big decoy. I genuinely don't
Ooh, big. That's big for Shuumi.
Enemy in sight.
You might be wondering, with the idea of increasing the strength of all defensive structures and decreasing the cost of them, it might be way too hard to get through such defenses, right?
Enemy in sight.
That's not the case as well, or either. Because the developers also addressed the fact that
if there is a job
some
to do,
of the
I can
siege
get it
units
done.
weren't produced much or at all, so to say. And they've actually, as I've introduced before, added another production chain with potions. You can now press berries into some nice I don't know what's it called,
Potion.
but well, you're not pressing the berries in.
Well, you are pressing the berries to potions, yes.
yeah. I wanted to call it a Slurpee or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
No.
But anyway, you are producing those potions out of berries, which is a nice addition, because there were always some additional berries that weren't used, and you were usually selling them. You now can pretty much utilize all the berries you've got, and that's amazing. And with that in mind, the additional production of those unused siege units can be done, because those units consume these potions. As you can see now, because I'm already building these siege units, these alchemists, and they're coming out in the middle of my screen right now. And that's the goal.
Yeah.
Shuumi is going for the ranged siege units costing gems, and I'm going for the short range siege units, which are going to be plentiful, but they're going to be dying.
Yeah. And what I wanted to say is that even though the short-range siege units are cheap and you can make plenty of them, they are still almost always dying one hit to a bastion. So you need a lot of them to break through solid defenses. Not taking into account that your opponent can place a decoy and also pull them.
Since there's not so much action right now, I can mention the math behind it, because one of the community managers from the Settlers New Allies, from the Ubisoft team, has mentioned that the health of the towers is, I believe, 1,500, 1,500, I believe. So, or wasn't it 900? Nah. Yeah, it was 900. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And with that in mind, you can one hit a tower with 15 of these alchemists or mystics or whatever the unit is called with your faction. Yeah. On the other hand, some of them will probably get killed before getting to the tower. So you usually want to have at least 20 to 30 of them in order to kill one tower. That is with the idea that a bastion can heal itself, and there are probably going to be some decoys. So I'd say that 20 is minimum if there is one tower only, and if there are decoys, well, you need 50 and more. Yeah. So yeah, they need to be plentiful. There is also a research called Last Breath that will boost these units and give them some additional bonuses, and these bonuses are amazing, but they don't work yet. It doesn't work, and it needs to be fixed, and it will be addressed within the next patch, I believe, as well.
Yeah. I've left this part in actually. This was a planned one,
Yeah.
because I was amazed at how many units you did here. You've made not over, but almost 100 units in 8 minutes, and I've left 4 minutes of that, where you went from 82 to I think 100 and something. I think 100 and something. That is a great sentence. You went so much on the units right here. I was really amazed that you did it.
Yeah, well, that was the plan. That was the plan. I wanted to leave, or we wanted to leave the initial unit production mostly to you, so that I could boom. You can see that I've got the gold, I've got berry production, I've got trading going, and I've got 3 academies. So our long-term game is pretty much secured right now, because obviously you can focus on your economy further as well. But I've got the advantage over the enemy now.
Yes.
So even if you wouldn't have that, I've got it
An
now.
ally
So
is under
at least one of us do, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
Ready.
And here you see our next action, which we tried to pull through.
Any orders?
Or actually, we did not yet, because we wanted to
Our
wait for at
army
least 10
is
seers.
under attack.
I had a few. I think I had 8 there. So we're just waiting, and I'm just being an annoyance.
Will heal quickly.
Exactly. And all the way through this section of the game,
Order
we're
received.
ensuring that our enemies can't come out. They can't get the additional
Ready
resources
for
out
duty.
of their location, which was previously blocked by the bandits.
Although we did allow Bumata. We did allow Bumata
Yeah.
the stone.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah,
that. Bumata is in the color orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really watching that side too much.
Yeah, we allowed that because, or maybe then I allowed that
there a
because
job
he had
to
so
do?
much army that I didn't want to
We're prepared.
spend all my army to be
Oh yeah.
yours.
Any orders?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes you really want to consider when you want to spend your units, so to say, because, well, when you spend them, it takes quite some
Trade
time to
complete.
get them back up,
Yeah.
because if you don't have the free carriers
Let me through.
to
This
quickly
isn't heavy.
recruit,
That's all.
and if you don't have so many weapons in your stash, it takes a long time.
It takes a long time, and the tower destroyers that you saw right there, they are only good in a group. When you have just them and nothing else, then as small as the unit production from the opponent will be, it will be enough to kill those units. So you
Exactly.
always want to commit when you have the tower destroyers right there to just break through and destroy everything.
So I just want to commend our opponents right there, because we have to consider that
What's the target?
one of them is a casual
Order
player,
received.
and both of them are
Ready.
not pre-made. They've been teamed randomly, because the option to pre-made your team was free for everyone, but it wasn't necessary for you to be pre-made.
What's the
We wanted to
target?
make this
Standing by.
tournament accessible as much as possible. And with that in mind,
for
and
duty?
since our opponents are not pre-made, they are randomly teamed, I must say it is amazing how well they are holding up against us, because we are keeping over 100 units at all times. Our economy is booming, yet we are still worried to attack, and it's an hour in. We were actually surprised that this match took so long.
Yeah, I actually thought that it will be up to the first rush.
Me too. Me
Ready.
too.
When we enter Jalen's base, that will be it, but no.
Enemy
they're really
in
hot.
sight.
I love what happened
we
here.
actually-
Gosh.
Did we even
Taking
manage to
aim!
destroy one building when we entered in the western
Yes.
side the jail lines? Did we?
Definitely,
Okay.
because I focused down
What-
Fisherman's Hut.
The fisherman. I wasn't sure whether that building was finished yet. So
It was.
at least one fisherman.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't the best
We're
trade for
prepared.
us anyway, but at least something.
Well,
Excuse
I
me.
pulled back all of
Standing
my ritualists, so they didn't die. And
Enemy
the
in
units, I
sight.
think both sides lost the same amount of units, so the trade was fine.
Order received.
Yeah,
just-
I'm struggling not to talk about how huge these flower pots are. The border stones called
Enemy
flower
in
pots are
sight.
huge.
Yeah, we were
Recruitment
talking
complete.
about it. They're so ugly, so big.
I mean, if you zoom into them, they're quite
nice.
nice, but from afar, it's just too huge.
It's a blob of color.
Recruitment
Exactly.
complete.
That's what I will describe it as.
And that is a lot of coal. I think I'm not trading that much. I'm trading for meat mostly.
orders?
And I'm also getting my arbalists out.
Yeah,
So I'm utilizing my gold like
I
that.
needed the coal for the range
Enemy
upgrade
in sight.
for the
Oh yeah.
elementals. Seers.
Yeah.
Damn it, there are so many units in this game.
Enemy in
I
sight.
believe I've bought one patch of coal at the beginning, so that I could do some
Enemy in
upgrading,
sight.
some siege damage upgrades. But that's it. I didn't buy coals ever since. Now you could see Shuumi utilizing a little
Is there a
fix.
job to do?
If you can't place a building,
Ready for duty.
you should sometimes
Trade
try to
completed.
put a decoy and stop
Research
its building into the corner of the area where you want to actually build your building, exactly how Shuumi displayed. It's kind of easier to see than to
Ready
describe.
for duty.
Yeah,
But
Ready.
it works.
it works definitely.
Our army is under attack.
And here they come. There's Bumata.
Oh yeah.
Enemy in
I
sight.
didn't even look at this
An
site.
ally
I
is
was
under
so
attack.
confident in you that I didn't even look.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They crashed into me 2v1. That fight is while that fight is going on, I told to Daranex, please go in, and Daranex was just nice enough to take his farmers, you see there in the front line, and crush
Oh
it.
yeah, my warriors got the skin of a farmer, and it looks amazing. And
Oh my
by the
goodness,
way,
you have tower destroyers. Oh my goodness, there's so many.
oh yeah, I was
I
prepared.
didn't know.
I actually wanted to attack even without you telling me to. And here you can see I don't even mind them being pulled by the decoy, because I know that they will just wipe
Yeah,
it out.
plenty.
Yeah. Well, there's 50. That's actually the number I've mentioned. That's accurate if you want to break through towers and decoys combined, I think. But keep in mind, these decoys and towers, they are not researched yet.
That's
so
true.
if your enemy is researched, you have to keep that in mind.
I actually looked at the state of this push right now, and I was thinking, how did Daranex get through? He has no tower destroyers, you see them dying right in the front there. How the hell did he break through? And now I saw he had 50 tower, or 60 actually, he had 60 tower destroyers right there.
Enemy in sight.
Incredible.
I must say that I was a little bit worried about the ability of the arbalist, the big arrow you can see right now. It was nerfed. The area of this ability was, well, the size was a little limited by the latest patch. It was resized to being smaller. But honestly, it's still amazing. It works great, and I love these units. It's probably the reason I'm playing Illari, these units. Although most of the time I'm not getting to play with
The
them.
units are great.
Yeah. But yeah, I've gotten through, and with the fact that the placing the abilities on the grounds works now, because it didn't work before. That was another bug that was fixed. Thank you, Ubisoft. With that being fixed, I must say it works perfectly. I love it. It's amazing to play the game now. And if you're considering jumping in, this is really a good time.
I just want to point out, if you've seen that blob of orange army right there, you're already better than Daranex. I told him that they are there like 7 times. I now saw on his screen that he saw them about the same amount of times I told him, and he still ignored that.
Well, I was preoccupied elsewhere.
Well, you were preoccupied on
we-
the same spells, actually.
With the praise that's coming towards the Ubisoft and the team, I wanted to say special thank you to Chris. If you're listening to this, I don't think you will, because you are a very busy person, but if you're listening to this, thank you for managing the community. We know that you are switching teams or saying your farewell with the Ubisoft community now, but we will remember you.
Yeah, you were the best.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the previous one was a lie. Now the game is coming to a close, hopefully.
Yeah. It is coming to an end indeed.
Yeah, it's just a few more
because-
minutes of Daranex destroying our enemies.
Yeah, because more units are coming, and actually even Shuumi is getting through. His units were killed before, but his production was on spot. He had the additional carriers I was speaking about before, and he also had some weapons in his warehouses, so he's good to go. How many do you have currently?
I haven't been killed there. I just actually won 2v1 there.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, they have partially recalled, didn't they?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what gave me the victory. We were like on par. I didn't know if I'll win, but after they recalled, I knew that I can beat the rest of the units.
Yeah, they've given you the upper hand.
Yeah.
And the little group I quite wrongly didn't notice. They was also included in the fight you had against them. Did they leave the fight?
What little group?
That the group that you told me I didn't notice and that I was blind. That
Oh.
came from the north. Yeah.
You killed it.
Well, I did kill it.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
but
Yeah. No, it left Bumata's base. It was what was coming towards me actually. Towards the fight, but he then decided to help Jalen with that.
Yeah. By the way, some of you might have noticed there are very scuffed decoys here. I have forgotten to build decoys there, and I have also cut the way to my stone mine right now.
Yes.
I didn't build it very well there. I was in a
hated
hurry.
that placement.
Yeah, I was in a hurry. But this is cheeky. If this game was to proceed further, I'm getting the enemy's berries. That's amazing.
Oh, and more berry presses.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So many destroyers.
Yeah, berries are strong now.
But while you were destroying Jalen right there, I was just keeping Bumata occupied so that he didn't help actually himself in this case. Yeah. He actually, if he wanted to have a fight, he couldn't allow me to get through, and I had tower destroyers, so yeah, he had to be on two fronts at the same time. He couldn't have.
Oh, did you see the multiple attack selection on the buildings?
Yes.
Is that automatic? I didn't notice it ever.
Well, it's new that if you have a bunch of units, that now shows every single thing that they are focusing on.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it has been updated, from the update.
Well, they've added quite a few things actually.
Yeah, they have fixed the game, really.
Yeah.
Except maybe some breaks.
Many people, even professional critiques, said that this game takes a few updates, a few good patches to really lift it to be up to its potential. And I think this was it was the second big update, and both of those big updates were a very good steps forward. And we are promised, we know it's scheduled to have more updates in the future. So I think this game, its potential, at this stage, it's undoubtful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as if they keep them coming, maybe in a bit quicker pace, it would be very nice. But I'm not complaining here. I think the game is still great, still very much playable. They made it easier for newer player to come in, because if they build towers, there's nothing we can do unless we build some tower destroyers.
Yeah.
So if you're a new player, just build towers, you'll at least see an hour of the game.
Well, yeah. If you're not playing against very experienced players, yes.
You probably still will see that.
Yeah. And with that, the game is coming to an end. We thank you for watching, and please join the community and have some nice matches with us and watch more tournament matches, even streamed live, because it will be going on for the next 2 weeks.